You tell yourself it's about grace. You tell yourself that by staying in their orbit, you're proving how much you've grown. You wear your friendship with your toxic ex like a badge of emotional maturity, a testament to your ability to rise above the wreckage. But there is a secret you aren't ready to admit yet. That maturity you're touting, it might actually be a form of profound emotional self-betrayal. If you don't understand the mechanics of why you're still holding on, you will continue to carry the emotional residue of them, that heavy, suffocating weight that prevents your heart from ever fully resetting. In this video, we are going to dismantle the myth of the mature friendship. We're going to explore the evolution trap that keeps you stuck in a cycle of false hope, and we will uncover the psychological cycle that mimics addiction, making it feel almost impossible to walk away. By the end, you will have the diagnostic tools to see your connection for what it truly is, a choice between staying in a waiting room or finally stepping into your own life. Let's start with the lie. The most dangerous lie is the idea that staying friends is a way to be the bigger person. In reality, for many of us, this isn't about being big. It's a psychological trap that prevents your nervous system from ever fully resetting. Your body is still scanning for threats, still bracing for the next critique, still waiting for the next hit of validation. When you keep a toxic person in your inner circle, you're essentially keeping a wound open. You think you're being kind, but you are actually denying yourself the peace required to heal. You're prioritizing their comfort over your own safety. This brings us to the first real hurdle, the evolution trap. We stay friends because we want to believe we are both evolving. We want to believe that the person who hurt us is finally learning from the pain they caused. But here is the counterintuitive truth. In a dynamic with a high conflict personality or a narcissist, evolution is asymmetrical. Only one person in that dynamic is actually capable of growth. By staying friends, we are trying to force a metamorphosis in someone who faces profound psychological barriers to change. You aren't maintaining a friendship, you are maintaining a desperate hope that they will eventually become someone they aren't currently capable of being. You are trying to solve a puzzle that has missing pieces, and every time you interact with them, you are trying to put those pieces together, only to find your hands are bleeding from the effort. Think about the slow-motion erosion. Imagine the 2 years you spent building a life with them. The shared jokes, the secret language, the plans for the future. When it ended, it wasn't a clean cut. It became a slow, grinding wear on your self-esteem. Because you are a nice person, the archetype of the nurturer, the peacekeeper, you fear being mean. You fear the perceived cruelty of blocking them, of cutting the cord, of being cold. So, you endure the erosion. You accept the friendship because it feels less aggressive than the silence. But we need to reframe no contact. It is not an act of aggression. It is an act of self-preservation. It is the only way to stop the tide from washing away what's left of your foundation. Now, let's look at the villain's perspective. Why do they want you to stay? They don't want friendship. They want supply. By staying friends, you allow them to keep a foot in the door. It gives them a window into your life, a way to gauge your emotional state, and a way to hoover you back into a romantic cycle whenever they feel bored or depleted. You think you're being kind by staying in touch. They think they're keeping a backup battery on the charger. They are keeping you in a waiting room, a lobby where the door to your new life is kept cracked open, just enough to prevent you from ever truly walking through it. Why is it so hard to leave that waiting room? Why does it feel like an addiction? Because of intermittent reinforcement. This is the same mechanism that makes gambling so addictive. If they are mean 90% of the time, but give you that one hit of validation, one I miss you or one moment of nostalgia, 10% of the time, your brain treats that 10% like a jackpot. Staying friends keeps you in the casino, hoping for the next hit, even though you know the house always wins. You aren't addicted to them. You are addicted to the maybe of who they could be, rather than the reality of who they are. So, we have to ask the hard question. Is friendship ever actually possible? Psychology tells us it can be healthy if there is a complete lack of resentment and a shared history of mutual respect. But for the majority of toxic dynamics, there is a tipping point. We need to use this as a diagnostic tool. Ask yourself, is this a friendship or is it a safety net? Do you still feel a pit in your stomach when their name pops up on your phone? Do you find yourself checking their social media to see if they're doing better than you? Do you feel less than after hanging out with them? If the answer is yes, it's not friendship. It's a lingering trauma bond. It's a ghost haunting your house, and you're letting it stay because you're afraid of the silence that comes when the ghost finally leaves. It is time to stop asking, how can I be their friend? And start asking, why am I letting them occupy space in my healing process? You aren't mean for choosing your own peace. You aren't unforgiving for closing the door. You are simply reclaiming the territory of your own soul. The door to your new life isn't locked from the outside. You're the one holding the key from the inside. It's time to turn it.